When you hear gingerbread, you probably picture some dark, spicy and cake-like thing. But in Grantham, a town in Lincolnshire, gingerbread took a very different turn. Pale, crisp and mysteriously hollow, this biscuit has been baffling and delighting eaters since the 1700s. It all began in 1740 with a baker named William Eccleston. He was trying to make Grantham whetstones, hard biscuits sold to weary travellers. But one batch went wrong. The biscuits puffed up, cracked open and revealed a hollow centre. Instead of discarding them, Eccleston tasted one and a new gingerbread was born. For my classic gingerbread, which you can see me making here, you need to add some flour to a bowl, along with 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. You can add more if you wish. I'll link the video for this recipe below for you so that you can go and have a look at that. It'll have the recipe there. Also add a teaspoon of mixed spice and some bicarbonate of soda. Then once you've got all that in there, give it all a sieve. Now for your wet ingredients. To a pan, add some golden syrup, some treacle, black treacle that is, some light brown sugar and some fat of choice. I'm using stock margarine, you could use butter, plant-based spreads, whatever you fancy. Then we're going to put this on a low heat and cook it until the sugar has melted. It's a good idea to stir while this is happening, just to make sure everything is combined properly and you can feel the sugar dissolving as you do it. If you can feel any gritty bits in the bottom, then you need to keep going. Here is the finished article. Place this to one side while it cools. Then we need to add 150 ml of water. This is hot water, not cold and not boiling, just hot. Then add 2 eggs to a bowl and give them a good old whisk. Then take in a 2-pound loaf tin that you've lined. We're going to start adding our ingredients to our dry ingredients. So first in is the treacle, and you need to work fairly quickly with this one. Combine the flour and the treacle together using a folding motion if you can. We want to get rid of all the flour that you can see and make it one combined mixture. It may take a minute or two to do this. And once you've done that, it's time to add the eggs. This is why we need our mixture cooled before we add anything, because the eggs will scramble if you don't. And then we need to work quickly to get the eggs incorporated. It will go kind of shiny when you do this, that's normal. Once you've incorporated all of your eggs, it's time to add in your water. Don't be scared. Just pop it in and start folding it in. Again, work fairly quickly with this because you'll need to. Once done, it's time to pop it into your 2-pound loaf tin. It will be a runny mixture, that is normal, but it will rise in the oven. So do your best to spread it out. And make sure you get all of it, that's important. And this is the finished product. So I've got 4 ounces of caster sugar and 4 ounces of spread. In this instance, stock margarine. You can use butter or plant-based spread, whatever you wish. So to anybody who's metric, that's 100 grams of caster sugar and 100 grams of spread. And I'm going to cream these together until they are light and fluffy, as per usual. This is what it looks like when you've got it mixed together. But we need to go further than this, so keep going. This is the stage you're looking for, when it falls off your spoon with a couple of taps. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of beaten egg. Just 1 tablespoon. If I can get it to level off. There we go. 1 tablespoon of beaten egg. Use the rest in, I don't know, cover the top of your scones if you're making scones. Put it in your scrambled egg in the morning, whatever you want to do. and mix that in anyway. 100 grams of flour, that's self-raising flour, 100 grams of self-raising flour, and 4 teaspoons of ginger, ground ginger. Now the self-raising flour already has baking powder in it, so we don't need a raising agent in this. But if you're using plain flour, you will need a raising agent. Now I'll put the recipe below for you so that you know what to do if it's plain flour you've got. And we're going to mix this in slowly, so gently does it. And we're going to go round the side of the bowl and through, just to make sure we get everything. And it will be a pretty stiff mixture, this, hopefully, because we're going to make it into balls. And I'm going to let it rest for a while in the fridge just to firm up a little bit more, because it's had a lot of work in. And then we're going to shape it into little balls. While your stuff is in the fridge, I would advise you to put your oven on to heat up on gas mark 1. I'll put the conversions on the screen now for you. For years the recipe faded into obscurity, but in the 2000s Alistair Hawken, a local historian and baker, brought it back. After experimenting with old notes and a chance encounter with Eggleston's descendant, he cracked the code. Today Grantham Gingerbread is once again part of Lincolnshire's culinary heritage. So after about half an hour, take your mixture out of the fridge. Place some greaseproof paper on a baking tray. Then oil a tablespoon as best you can. I'm showing you a good way of doing it here. It'll help the mixture to fall out of the spoon a lot easier than it would be if you didn't. Start scooping up mixture and roll it into balls. Then place on a baking sheet and space out quite well, because these do spread. I had a problem with mine coming together slightly, so wider than what you see here. Maybe I would stick to 3 across the top. And once you've filled your baking sheet, it's time to add them to the oven, and they need to go in the oven for about 45 minutes until cooked. After they've cooled for an hour, these are lovely light and crispy, these biscuits, very gingery. If you've got a fill, let me know in the comments below. But for now, you can eat these words.